Are you ready to meet one of the advisors who was leading the charge to use video as a marketing tool? It's Ron Bullis. He is CEO and founder of LifeWorks Advisors. Wait. Before we dive into the conversation with today's guest, welcome to The Real Finfluencers, a podcast born from our original video series spotlighting financial professionals who are using video to grow their business and their influence. Here's something you should know. Most of these guests aren't Idea Decanter clients. They've built their digital presence from the ground up, and they're here to share exactly how they did it. I'm your host, Laura Garfield, co-founder of Idea Decanter, and my goal is simple: help you discover strategies you can actually use. Steal what works, get inspired, and find your own unique brand of finfluence. Now let's get into it. Ron, thanks so much for being with me today.
Yeah, happy to be here.
So let's start out and tell me, how long ago did you actually dip your toe into the water of video marketing?
June of 2018, we launched our first VSL on Facebook. So it was a digital marketing campaign, video-based.
And tell me a little bit about what your plans are for 2025 when it comes to using short format content on social to generate demand.
Yeah, it is our primary source of prospects. So to put it in context, we're 10xing our ad spend from this year to next year. And we are 100% committed to building an engine that consistently drives the right prospects to our advisory team through digital marketing. It is the most efficient, the most effective way out there to scale and grow a firm, but it requires a lot of investment on the front side. So most people would say, oh, it's not, digital growth doesn't work, digital marketing doesn't work. And I find that it's because they do just a little bit, test it, and they stop before they actually invest enough in it to build the platform.
So what would you say is the time you have to invest in digital marketing to start getting results?
I would say, I've talked to a lot of advisors about this. One, you got to get really clear on who you're serving and going after. So I'm writing a white paper right now about the future of advice. One of the things that's missing is, if you want to be an advisor in the 2030s, you better be damn good at marketing. So one of the chapters in this white paper is start thinking like a marketer, which means, who am I serving? What actually is their problem or challenge that I'm offering to solve? What's my product? How am I pricing it? Then you have what I would call the 4 Ps of marketing, right? Where you have like placement and different things like this. But if you just stop there and say, look, instead of just saying I work with anybody that has $1 million, right? Narrow that down. Like if you're, Rick Edelin gave me this advice a couple of years ago. He said, if your dad was a plumber and you know everything about plumbing businesses, you could build a massive $1 billion RIA serving just the plumbing community. So social media and digital marketing, I think, goes off the rails for most advisors because they don't have a clear, cogent value prop. They don't have a clear stated ideal client persona. Like, these are the people we work with. These are the areas of expertise we have that differentiate us. And instead they just say, like, we do holistic financial planning. It's like, yawn. So does everybody else online.
Let me hop over to your Future of Advice website, because we're doing something here that I consider to be kind of a pro step, and that is you have a longer format gated video on the homepage of your website. Tell me a little bit about the thinking behind this.
Yeah, I think that for us, we've been exploring different ways of, let's say, audience building, and having a teaser, say like a 90-second or 2-minute long video that introduces a concept, and then you gate the rest of it. If you're into the correct niche, right? So the right audience filters through and then goes, oh, they're asking for my email address. In exchange, I get to engage in their content. It's a very low barrier. And then what we've picked up is a lead, right? And so for us, a lead is very different than a prospect, but we now have a name and an email that we know is semi-interested in this topic, and we can start sending them in a thoughtful way, not bombarding, but in a thoughtful way, additional content like, hey, you might find this interesting, etc. So starting with gated content has allowed us to start capturing areas of interest from different audience groups and then focusing on delivering follow-up content to those audiences, right? That's more relevant to them.
Our theory has been the top of the funnel at those first touch points. People have a short attention span and they won't give you much of their time, but the more bought in, the longer format content they want to engage with. Is that what you're finding?
Yeah, so we would look at this right or wrong, right? That like our homepage has a couple of videos with some varying length to it. On our advisor marketing channel, we might have posted a minute and a half long video on Instagram or Facebook or something like this that is not gated. It's super easy to interact with. You can ignore it or you can engage. If they engage, it takes them to a landing page. We generally are finding that a longer form video on the landing page filters people out. So let's say maybe we don't get as many leads, but the quality of the lead that we get is better because they've engaged with enough of the content that they're like, I actually want more of this, as opposed to like, if it's just a minute long, they don't fully know what the offer might be or if they want it. So it was just, we've been testing out long form, short form, gated, ungated to say like which one drives down to the best CAC. And for, different audiences, we're finding that, it's a little bit different, but short form video to a long form gated video to a lead funnel seems to be the success run we're having.
When I checked out the LifeWorks Advisors YouTube channel, it was clear to me that this was not a bunch of DIY video, that you had taken a professional approach. From the content you have built here for the practice, what kind of advice would you give another advisor when it comes to YouTube?
So one, I would say, go check out Streamline My Practice by Dave Solar. His YouTube page is much more phenomenal than mine. But a couple of practical takeaways. One, when we started doing video, and this is going to feel a little weird because I'm actually at my home office today, so I don't really have a great camera on. But all of my advisors at LifeWorks, when we are on video, whether it's in front of prospects or creating content online, we are using a professional camera, and we've invested in having good lighting and a good microphone, right? We view the future as being mostly digital engagements, and we have to build trust rapidly. So when you show up to a YouTube page or somewhere on social and the video is kind of grainy or the audio doesn't quite match up, or, we're not trying to produce TikTok videos. There's an entire generation of like people, walking and doing their makeup and giving financial advice. Like that's not what we're trying to do. Let's be clear. I want somebody to see our videos and go, that was really professionally done. So first step is like, does he comport himself as a professional? Yes. Does he hold himself in a way that he has authority? Right? Yes. Because if I'm getting ready to ask an advisor to trust me with their life's work, their practice, or I'm getting a client to try and trust me with their life's work, their life savings, right? Those little things at the front end, high quality audio, high quality video, good lighting, some basic understandings, and you don't have to spend $1 million on this. You spend a couple $1,000 on some pretty decent equipment, and the quality of your video jumps up a ton.
So your head has been in this game since 2018. Where are you going with video?
More and more and more. More targeted, let's say, vignette series. So we're getting ready to produce a whole bunch of client-facing videos, and education videos is something, again, my friend Dave Zoller has been bugging me to do for years, and I haven't. But the future is video, right? I mean, long-form podcasts, great. Most clients are probably not going to listen to just an audio podcast of me for hours and hours and hours on end. I'm not Joe Rogan or something like this, so I'm not going to try to be. But clear, concise, Netflix-like videos, meaning if a client wants to learn about tax planning, I want to have 10-minute videos on tax planning that are well thought out, that are conducted in a way that you can follow them from A to Z. And if somebody wants to binge watch then an hour and 20 minutes about tax planning, go for it, right? The world we live in now, we are used to, I want to watch it when I want to watch it and where I want to watch it on the device I want to watch it. And so like for us, video is just going to be something that's like, we're going to keep investing in it.
Well, in the business of building trust, I heard a stat recently that someone needs to spend 7 or 8 hours with you in order to begin to trust you. And if you have that longer format content that they can Netflix style binge, then you're getting to that break point much more quickly without having to spend your valuable time in a one-on-one situation.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So another piece of advice I'd have is don't worry about doing it all at once. Just start moving, right? When I look at the first video I recorded in, it would have been May of 2018 before we went live. If you're not embarrassed about V1, you're not trying hard enough and you're not failing forward fast enough, right? When I look at videos that we do today and both my like personal capabilities of being on camera and how we set it up, radically different and a lot of growth there. So don't think that you have to be a professional on camera. Don't think that you have to have a professional video crew. Like start moving, get feedback, focus on getting better, right? But don't not invest in this. I mean, advisors who invest in video, even if it's just client education and giving, prospects and clients the ability to engage with your thought leadership and your firm before they actually hire you, like that is invaluable, in my opinion.
Listen to Ron. Thank you so much for your time today, Ron. It was really exciting to get to interview one of the early video adapters who is looking ahead into the future, doubling down on video because it makes sense, because you've seen us. And remember, if Ron can do it, you can do it too. And if you're looking to build authority and grow your practice with video, that's what we do at Idea Decanter. Oh, one more thing. If you're not already part of Idea Decanter's Real Finfluencer community, now's your chance to join us. Head to ideadecanter.com/join, and you'll be in. You'll get early access to advisor video tips, invites to exclusive events, and behind-the-scenes insights that you won't find on Google or even on ChatGPT. Whether you're just video curious or already knee-deep in content creation, this is the place to grow your influence with video. Don't miss out. And thanks so much for listening to The Real Finfluencers.